Jim Harbaugh is 3-1 with the Chargers. His brother John is 1-3 with the Ravens. It looks like they're not going to have Lamar Jackson this week. The Baltimore Sun reported he's going to miss 2 or 3 weeks. Look, we reported on Sunday night he felt a grab in the hamstring. That's never good. It takes time to heal. And there's also just a weird vibe right now with the Ravens. They got so many guys injured. They're underdogs at home to the Houston Texans. The Texans are 1-3. The Ravens are 1-3. Both teams need a win here. Who needs it more, in your opinion?
It's Baltimore. Mike, it is Baltimore. I've described them before as the straight A students of the NFL across the board. They got a multiple MVP winner at quarterback when he's healthy. They have mastered the compensatory draft system. They draft well. They're good and have a good balance with analytics and common sense. They just do a lot of things well. Good general manager, good owner, good head coach. And so what we get used to doing with the Ravens, just like any other straight A student, when they struggle, you'll figure it out. No, I think it's real now. This straight A student is saying, no, I need a tutor. I need help. I'm drowning. I really think they are in trouble. So if this were last week, I'd say, don't worry about the Ravens. But I'm worried about the Ravens. They don't look the same. Defensively, they're a mess. They really, really need to get a win, or I think we're talking about picking in the top 10. It's that serious. At times, they look like a bad team.
Here's what's amazing. They're still the favorites in negative territory to win the AFC North. How can that be? They're 1-3. See, I think people are adopting the same mindset that you described. They're the straight A student that just had a bad month. They'll figure it out by finals. Minus 145 to win the division when they're 1-3
wow.
and the Steelers are 3-1. Now, look, the rest of the division is, to use the technical term, caca. But it's down to the Steelers and the Ravens. But people apparently have faith that the Ravens are going to figure it out, close the gap, and win the division. I don't know that I have that faith, but I do think this weekend they will figure it out at home because the Texans aren't what they've been the last 2 years. And I don't put a whole lot of stock in what they did to the Titans because the Titans, if there were relegation, they'd already be gone. The Titans are the worst team in the NFL right now. And every week there's a new way to embarrass the franchise. 1 week, they don't know the rule book. 1 week, they aren't ready to play when the game starts. Like, there's something every week where you're like, is Brian Callahan trying to get fired? Seriously. I was stunned in week 1. That was, to me, of all the things that happened in week 1, and there's always a lot of stuff that happens, the thing that stunned me the most was Brian Callahan not knowing in the moment that if you get a foot down and then your elbow strikes, your foot doesn't even have to be down. If your elbow's down and you have possession of the ball, you've caught the ball. He didn't challenge a play where Alec Ayumaner's elbow was down because he didn't get both feet down. He didn't know the rule. And Michael, if you don't know that rule, what else don't you know? And I'm sorry, Brian Callahan, nice guy. We've interviewed him, but that's unforgivable. That's fireable on the spot. So this team shouldn't be in the NFL right now based upon the way they've played. So 26-0, I don't care. The Texans dropped a spot in the power rankings this week, and there was a Texans fan who was all pissed off. It's like, get back to me when you beat a real team. Get back to me. If you beat the Ravens, fine, you'll go up. So that's why I think the Ravens can pull it off, because I just feel like the Texans are in their own kind of dysfunction right now. And there's a reason both of these teams are 1-3. So in a situation like that, I feel like the home team finds a way, some way, somehow to pull it out.
Might be an ugly game between these two, or a high-scoring game because nobody knows what to do. You can't stop the other team. But in that situation with the Texans, 1-3 Texans, 1-3 Ravens, I do know that the Texans will have the better quarterback for this game. So I'm going to, if I have to call it, I'll go with the Texans, even though all the things you say about them are true. Their offense has not looked good at any point this year with the new offensive coordinator and Nick Caley. But still, they got a better quarterback. I'll give them the slight edge over Baltimore.
I'll pose to you the trivia question, unplanned, unprompted, that I presented to Chris Sims yesterday during the Joint Mega Picks podcast.
Okay.
Cooper Rush, who will start in place of Lamar Jackson, barring a miracle at this point, because you need time when your hamstring is injured. Cooper Rush has started 14 games in his NFL career. What is his record as a starter?
I'm going to say 8-6.
That's exactly what Chris said. It's 9-5. 9-5. So
he said 8-6 too.
Yeah, he said 8-6 too.
So I should have been listening.
Cooper Rush has played well, given his opportunities in Dallas. And I've always been surprised there wasn't more interest in Cooper Rush when he's available. So I have faith. And I just feel like there's a greater degree of just institutional excellence in Baltimore. They've been there for so long. The points you were making, I feel like they'll find a way. And if all else fails, they have Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley that they could put in. If Cooper Rush is playing more like he played in the 5 he lost than the 9 he won, you got a Pro Bowler on the roster. All right. Let's take a break. When we return after a social media post on Sunday, will we see more passes heading in the direction of Eagles receiver A.J. Brown this week? That's next on this Friday edition of PFT Live. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.